Hello Aries, welcome to your tarot reading here on Dove and Serpent Tarot. If Aries is your sun, moon, or rising sign, this is your reading. Please hit the like button, leave a comment, consider subscribing to the channel, especially if this reading resonates with you. And if there is anything you would like me to pray over or meditate upon or send positive energy toward, please let me know. Now, this is going to be ooh, look at that. This is going to be a general reading. So try to be open and receptive to whatever may come through during our time together. I am merely the messenger. And I ask you to connect directly with each of these cards and use your own intuition to take you beyond the details that I might provide. And remember, Aries, that the most important part of any tarot reading is you. There's a 5 of Wands to go with our 4 of Pentacles that came out randomly of its own accord. That is very nice energy. This is really good. We've got the 4 and we're bringing in that 5 energy. I think this is going to be really nice. We're going to do the rest of our Dove and Serpent spread. Oh yeah. Oh, this looks good. Very interesting the way this is configured. Okay, we're going to finish up here. We're going to finish up so I can show you the beauty of this. We have 10 of discs, 10 of cups. That's pretty amazing energy. Let's do our mystery card, bonus card, confirmation card. We're going to use the Smith-Waite Tarot. And this is that one card that we select randomly. And we're going to just set it aside. We're going to put our alien friend on top, and we're just going to leave it right over there. We're not going to look at it until the very end of the reading. Okay, and hopefully at the end it will, tie everything together, give us the confirmation that we need. So, we've got major arcana, so 2 majors. We've got water, we've got earth and fire, we've got earth and water, a little bit of air. There is an air sign person. I think we've got this Prince of Swords here in the position of your relationships or your environment. So I feel like there's an air sign person in your life that is in some way related to this energy, but let's find out what this energy is, okay? First thing that we pulled out was the 5. You've got a lot of energy right now. You're really, really in your Aries nature, okay? I think that you have some momentum to you, right? I think the last few weeks have really been, it's kind of been like a snowball effect. You know, you've been just making progress. You've been making moves. You've been getting there, you know. And I think you still have a lot of energy left. I think you still have some work to do, of course, but I feel like you're almost there, you know. You're going to be very, very surprised, very pleased, very... you're going to be very happy with what's coming, right? I think this is amazing. To have these 10s at the end of the path of the serpent, this is kind of the reward that we're pushing toward, okay? And we have 2 of them, right? So it's like, it's kind of double the pleasure here. So the 5 of Wands, this is a lot of activity. I think you're very busy. I think you have a lot to do. You know, there's not really a lot of time for just hanging out. And I say that tongue-in-cheek because we have the Hanged Man, okay? So the Hanged Man is going to be very important when we start dealing with the water energy. Now, what I was kind of wide-eyed about when we first started was the fact that we've got this earth and fire right here in the middle, and then we've got this kind of rainbow of water across the top. And that's beautiful to have that kind of water energy. That really is like a rainbow above us. You know, it feels like we're on such an amazing path right now, okay? Now, we also have this Prince of Cups in the position of tomorrow or what's coming, or I like to say this position is what's coming next, okay? So there might be some water energy that we have to address coming. There will be one particular person might be, how should I put it? Not exactly what they seem, okay? We'll get to that, but I want to stay with this 5 of Wands for just a moment because this is a lot of ambition. This is a lot of confidence. right? We have this rainbow above us. We have this water energy that we're really, really into right now. But it's not enabling us to slow down yet. You know, where it's not time to just kind of to stop and admire things. You know, it's time to keep pushing. Okay, because there is really more amazing stuff coming your way, but we have to push. Right? We have to keep working hard. We have to keep at it. Okay? You're not at the finish line yet. You have this kind of divine guidance almost. It's almost like a clarity of vision, but more of an intuitive knowing, right? More of a gnosis that is, I think, really giving you this sense of direction that is fueling this fire. And it's also something that we don't really have to debate with, right? There's no argument here. It's just energy. It's just going forward. It's a certainty, right, of where you're headed. And I think the good news, 4 of discs also coming. This is, I think you've established a very solid home base. Okay, you've got the foundation laid for this project. Maybe this is a career thing. Maybe this is something you're building. Maybe this is some kind of artistic endeavor. Maybe this is something related to school or university. I feel like this is a general life path. Whatever is included in that, your family, your career, your private life, your creative expression, it's all included here. Okay, so this home base, this is, it could be literally your house, your home, right? It could be a room in your house or something. But this is the place where you kind of go to collect your power, right? I don't really feel like this is the room that you're doing work in. I feel like this is kind of a sanctuary room. I feel like in all of this activity, we have to remember that we need our own temple, right? We need our kind of safe space. We need our sanctuary, our retreat. This could be the bathtub. It could be the garden in the backyard. It could be the park down the street. It could be in your car. We just need that place where we can be with ourselves, right? The 4 of discs is, there's some shadow to this card, right? Because this card can say that, look, yeah, you need time alone to kind of gather your forces and to build up a little bit more energy to keep pushing forward. But we also need to remain connected, okay? Because the 4 of Pentacles can be isolating. This can be really creating a tower around yourself, okay? So I think amidst of all of this activity, we need sanctuary. Underneath all of this water energy, we need time to sit and to absorb some of this water energy. But again, like I said at the beginning, it's not time to stop and just admire things and it's not the finish line, right? We need to continue moving forward and making progress. Let's always be thinking of the next step while we are consolidating our power, while we are like fanning the flame within us. Okay, maybe not fanning, maybe it's more of a kind of a water thing. Maybe this is the fuel, Because I feel recently, Ace of Cups, and yesterday, this was your original impulse. This is when you discovered the path that you're on now. This is when you found this thing that you're doing. When you found the right path for you. This is the beginning of the rainbow, really. It's kind of like the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow, but this came at the beginning, right? It came at the beginning of the path. So this was you kind of discovering this pot of gold and realizing that it maybe had another rainbow coming off of it, right? I don't know if you're resonating with the rainbow metaphor, but it was maybe something that seemed like it could be the finish line, but it wasn't. It was just the beginning. Okay. And I don't know what this was. If this was maybe, particular job or career that you started, if this was an accomplishment at university, if this was, it could be the birth of a child, it could just be some kind of major event that seemed like, yes, this was it. But then you realize that this was just the beginning of another segment of your life. Another path has opened up before you. And we're pushing, and we're being fueled by this wonderful experience is really giving us the fuel to go forward, to keep pushing. That wasn't the end, right? We're going to keep going. And we have, like I said, the Four of Discs, which is this structure that we've built, the foundation that we've laid, right? You've found the Ace of Cups, the Holy Grail, so to speak. You've brought it home. Now we've created this home base. Now we can go out on the real quest, on the major adventure that's before us. Yeah. And I think the only obstacle to this really, and we're going to talk about this water sign person, is penetrating this person. This is someone that we can't seem to figure out. Okay, they may be a water sign person, they may be not. It doesn't matter. They have their own connection to this work that you're doing, but you may not recognize it. This is someone who is an ally. This is somebody who is on the same, whatever, rainbow path that we're on. But you don't recognize them yet, right? It could be someone close to you. It could be a friend, a family member, could be your spouse, whatever. You don't recognize that they are on really the same page as you, right? That they have their own spiritual work that they're doing, their own goals, their own kind of end game, their own destination. And it really does align with yours. It really does. So part of the interesting developments, I guess, what's coming next or what tomorrow's work is going to be for you is to open yourself up to this person. Maybe to have this conversation, to recognize them as being cut from the same cloth. Yeah. As being born from the same mold as you. They have the same kind of vibe. They're really resonant with you. But we just don't see them that way. Okay. Now this could mean that they're going to be a perfect partner for you, romantically, platonically, maybe in business. Maybe just as an associate, as a colleague, right? Someone on your team. It really depends on what the major focus of your work is right now. Okay. Whatever the major focus is. Now, the Hanged Man. We said this wasn't the time for just kind of hanging around and idling and not really doing much. It's a very important time right now in that we seem to be sacrificing a lot of our free time. We seem to be sacrificing a lot of our comfort, maybe, in order to keep pushing this thing forward, keep fueling this. Maybe this is you tightening your belt a little bit and putting more resources, more energy into this business or this career or this university course, whatever it is, right? I feel like you're giving up a lot, yeah. And I feel like you're beginning to wonder, okay, where are the benefits of this? Like we've had this Ace of Cups experience, and as we're setting off on the kind of next leg of the journey, we're thinking, was this a mistake? Is this going to have the benefits? Should I have just stayed home with this Holy Grail? Or is it going to be worth it in the end? And I think what we're seeing here, it's going to be worth it in the end. The sacrifices that you are making now are like the perfect amount of water for this garden that you're growing, right? All your blood, sweat, and tears are going into this soil and nourishing this project, this path, whatever this is that you're building or you're growing. Because we have the right we have the right balance. We have the right attitude towards it, right? We've got really, really wonderful elements over here. We've got a little bit of air on the path of the serpent. The air is going to be the difficulty. The air is kind of us thinking, maybe I'm wrong, maybe I should have stayed home. But as far as these elements go, these are all very nourishing and nurturing elements that are bringing us closer and closer to the results of this. Now, again, I don't know exactly what you're doing, but I know that the end is going to be spectacular. Now, we're going to hurry up and get there. Okay. But first, the Eight of Discs. This is you keeping yourself in check, right? This is keeping things in perspective, keeping things balanced, right? This is you realizing that just making sacrifices by themselves isn't enough. You have to use those sacrifices to water this garden, right? To grow this thing. It's not enough for you to just, trying to search for the right word here, to kind of make a martyr of yourself, so to speak. Now, I know that's probably pretty extreme, but we've got to actually use that for this purpose, right? Just suffering in itself is not, doesn't make you any more spiritual, right? It has to be for a purpose. It has to have meaning. It has to have, there has to be a reason why we're doing that, right? You're sacrificing your time, your energy, your blood, sweat, and tears. All that needs to go into the proper channel for this thing, right? So maybe it is that we need a little bit of air as far as structure, planning, organization, right? Maybe. But we're going to go over to the path of the serpent now, but we've got this fire and earth, right? We've got this home base, we've got our resources, we've got a pretty nice thing going, and that's allowing us to push forward, right? We've built a pretty nice ship. Now we can sail it. So we've got the fire and the earth. Here in the general energy, we have the Devil card. This is cardinal earth. It is fire of earth, okay? So this is the result of what we have here. Now, it's being put into practice. Now it is really kind of activating this ambition. It is this is the perfect engine, right? Yeah, maybe it's a 4-cylinder, but it's got the perfect timing, the perfect combustion, the perfect fuel-oxygen ratio. Well, maybe we can work on the oxygen ratio. Maybe we need a little bit of this air, right? Maybe we're running a little too rich here with the water, with the fuel. Maybe we need a little bit of air, all right? But the engine is propelling you forward. We're going up the hill. Yeah. We're going up the hill. And I feel like once we get the kind of fuel-oxygen ratio together, the only thing we've got next are these 10s, 10 of discs, 10 of cups. And these are amazing. So we've got our engine, we're pushing forward. But we might need a little bit of air energy to come into that engine, come into this mixture, and maybe we need a little bit of skepticism. Maybe we need a little bit of doubt. Maybe we need just a little bit of a kind of outside opinion. Maybe we need to revisit the overall plan, check our course, see if we need to do any corrections, check our compass. You know, we've built this ship, it's sailing full speed ahead, but maybe the engine's starting to shake and knock a little bit. It's not running as smoothly as it should. So we might have to go over things again, think about it, get that outside perspective, and maybe that's what the so-called water sign, maybe that's what this person's doing. Maybe that's their contribution, is that they're giving you, 2 heads are better than 1. So maybe that is going to be a little bit of the air energy, the information exchange, the analysis, just talking something through with this person. Maybe that's going to really even out our fuel mixture. right? So our engine can really purr, really hum. And then we just have this wonderful earth and water energy. So the first thing we get to is the top of the mountain, the 10 of Pentacles. This is the very obvious material results of what you're doing. And this is the success. This is the diploma at the end. This is the big payoff, right? This is, the finish line. This is the summit. This is the pot of gold at the end. This is the treasure chest. This is whatever the material side of it is for you. Okay. And that's a pretty major achievement, right? You should be happy to get to this. I mean, this is what's coming. This is amazing. This is amazing, but it's in the position of what you don't want. Why? Why wouldn't you want this? I think, we recognize that, yes, this is what we need. This is going to be the completion of our task, of our journey. This is what we've been working toward, yeah, but there's some reason why it's not enough. Some reason why we don't want it. We're not satisfied with this. Maybe this is lacking the pleasure that it should have had. You get that big payday, but it's just like, it doesn't hit. It doesn't really feel like I thought it would feel. Well, don't despair, Aries, because we've got the 10 of Cups coming right after that. So let's not react too hastily in the moment and reject this, or start assuming that it was just a waste of time, or that this was just not as good as you had hoped, right? Because the icing is going to be put on the cake. So just when you think, oh, this is it, well, it's all right, but not really feeling it. Right when you start to feel that way, then comes the kind of bonus, then comes the icing on the cake. And I don't know what that's going to be. It's going to be what you thought was really good, and then it gets doubled, right? And then it's just like, surprise, that's not the prize. You get something even greater. Okay. And that's going to be maybe not a material, maybe it's just not, you win the lottery and then you win it again or something. But this is going to be something that adds that emotional component, adds that spiritual fulfillment, that connection. It's the synchronicity. It's the feeling that everything now connects, and now it has that sunshine to it, right? Now it has that real feeling of understanding. Right now you see what it was all for. So this water energy that's coming at the end, it is like, we had something good, and well, now we get something amazing, but it's that energy that's going to connect all of these other components, and it's all going to click together, and you're going to be aware of that. And that is going to give you the satisfaction that we need to make up for all of these sacrifices, right? For all of the kind of long days and late nights, all of the suffering, all of the blood, sweat, and tears. That part of you is saying, gosh, maybe this was a mistake. Maybe I should have stayed home and just enjoyed what I found before. It's going to make all of that worthwhile, right? Everything that you've sacrificed is going to be restored to you. Everything that you have given up is going to be returned. Yeah. I think a major key is this so-called water sign person, though. That's somebody who really is on your team, but we don't recognize them yet. Okay, and it could be somebody literally right next to you right now, And I think they're the key to unlocking this air energy that might fix whatever is causing things to be a little shaky right now. Maybe things aren't going as smoothly as they should. We need this person to help us reflect, right? Maybe we need somebody to help share the burden, right? To help get us up the hill. Two heads are better than one, Let's look at the mystery card now. Thank you, alien friend, for keeping an eye on that. I'd like to see something showing the kind of water and air being blended together, like the proper mixture, right, for our fuel system. So something that's going to represent the smoothness of our engine now, that things are on track, and things are just, we're just getting there, the engine's running perfectly, and it's just a smooth ride, you know? Or some air energy that shows maybe we've made contact with this so-called water sign person. So let's see. Well, we have the Fool. We have the Fool. There is something unexpected coming. There is something here that we're not seeing. There's going to be a surprise. You know, I said that at the end of the Path of the Serpent, but now I feel like it really is going to be a major surprise. And I don't know if this surprise at the end, right, the icing on the cake, if that's going to be, you know, surprise, you've just unlocked a new level or something, right? That this isn't the finish line, this isn't the final reward, that the Fool is here to say, every time you get to the finish line, well, that's just the beginning of a new race. And you might be thinking, oh God, no, please, not another one. But I guess the Fool here is also suggesting that you don't have to accept you don't have to keep playing the game. You've unlocked a new level. It's okay to be satisfied with that. It's okay to say 10 of discs, 10 of cups. Yeah, I'm good. You know, it's kind of like a game show where you can take this home now, or you can keep playing. Maybe you'll double it, but maybe you'll lose all of this too, right? Maybe that's a factor. Maybe that's something to consider too. The Fool also could be saying, look, this success that you're getting, because it seems like already like a game show, right? Like you could either take this and stay home, or you could gamble it and keep going. Well, I think you're choosing to gamble it and keep going. You're doubling your prize. And now maybe it's time to just enjoy it, right? Use this to be free, to do what you want, go where you want, be who you want. The Fool is the wild card. The Fool is the zero card. And not zero as in, you know, capital L, loser. The zero as in infinite potential. The zero is the source of every other number, right? So the Fool to me is like saying you can be and do and go wherever you want. You can be free in that sense, you know? And maybe this risk, this gamble has paid off. You've doubled. Now it's time to enjoy it, to be free, right? As free as relatively possible. So I like this. There's so many potential meanings for the Fool, and it really depends on what we want this Fool to be. Yeah? There's no limit to the Fool. That's the point. That's the point of the zero card, is that there's no, it's not defined. This card can mean anything you want it to mean. I just gave a couple of my examples of interpretation, but you know, it could be any of those things. It could be all of those things. It could be the Fool now is just kind of taking their winnings and going back home. Not going to gamble it any further, just going to take it home, right? And use it to do whatever it is that you would do with it, right? I mean, the possibilities are literally endless. So I really do like this. We're going to do an extended Aries. If you would like to stick around, just click on the link up here. That'll give you access to every extended reading, not just for Aries, but for every sign. Okay. I want to thank you for being here. Thank you for taking this little journey with me. And thank you for being the most important part of Dove and Serpent Tarot.